but it's amazing to see what they produce on the ground, right? So we're going to sort of fine-tune some of the cities that are being impacted. And Dr. Postel very importantly pointed out one of the threats being flash flooding. We are seeing it right now, and Kansas City is a great example. So I'm just sort of going to draw a circle to sort of extra highlight this area. As I put the clock into motion, the future radar into motion, watch which really doesn't leave this area, and that is the heavy rainfall. And I think my computer might be stuck in a swirly as well because it's not advancing. Alan, if you wouldn't mind, there we go. You can see hours and hours of rainfall in this area, which they've already received a lot of rain. So definitely take these flash flood warnings very seriously, because as we go through overnight tonight and then tomorrow morning, you see all of that more heavy rain back in that same zone. So that could be a real problem for travel, not only the next few hours, but maybe the next day or so. So Kansas City, be prepared for tonight in through early tomorrow, and then finally getting that break that you deserve here for those bits of sunshine here on Friday. So if you can hold off on travel to much later in the day, that may benefit you. Looking at Des Moines too, we are concerned about some of that heavy rain potential you see through the lunch hour. Later this evening though, when we think some of those thunderstorms will start firing up. So if your travels take you 35 or I-80, that may be something that catches up with you later on in the evening. Any of those have the capability of putting down a lot of heavy rain, which is exactly what we expect through the night tonight. All right, we've got a lot of danger on the map, and this is a great visual, a sad and unfortunate visual of just how active it is right now, because what we're looking at, 44 fires burning that are over 100 acres in size, and we know that a lot of these are a lot bigger than that. Yeah, absolutely, indeed. And you can see it's not just concentrated in one area. You've got them all over the place. The big one here for us, the Bryan Head Fire here just east of Cedar City, continues to grow here. 54,000 plus acres burned, and we've been sitting at 10% for quite some time in terms of the containment. So there's still quite a ways to go. All right, and that containment is basically a factor of how far around they've got this fire and the fire line going. Obviously, with the heat and the dry weather still continuing, we still have red flag warnings. That's a combination of the gusty winds and that low relative humidity. It's for most of Utah into western Colorado, but also into Arizona. And again, a lot of it has to do with just how dry it is. Yeah, very dry. Of course, the dry conditions are represented by the darker shades of the browns that are showing up, and notice that stays in place all the way through our Friday, getting to the evening. You have to get out into the plains where we start to moisten things up. So right in the heart of where we've got the fires going, it's staying dry. And a good reminder too, relative humidity means that humidity relative to the temperature. So when you heat up during the day, that relative humidity goes way down because you still have the same amount of moisture in the air. It's just now you're adding the heat, and we have it right now still. Phoenix at 88 degrees in Las Vegas, and as you can see through the day today, you get that hot pink. Still a lot of areas that are going to be well over 100 degrees. Yeah, brutal temperatures out there. Not as bad as it was maybe a week or two ago, but I mean 107 in Vegas, that's pretty hot there along the strip. All right, so obviously the low relative humidity, a big concern in cities like Albuquerque. All right, well, that Bryan Head Fire they're burning in Utah, it's already destroying more than a dozen homes. Hot, dry, windy conditions, that's fueling the blaze near the ski resort with the same name. All right, joining us now to talk about the struggles firefighters are facing with this fire is Tammy Schroyer. She is the spokesperson for the fire. Ms. Schroyer, thank you so much for taking time with us. Let's talk about first the biggest problem your teams are facing right now. I guess it has a lot to do with that intense heat. Well, folks being threatened. Now, Tammy Schroyer, spokesperson there for the Bryan Head Fire in Utah. We certainly appreciate you updating us on the fire situation there. Hopefully, firefighters can continue to get this thing under control. Yeah, and they'll be working right through the holiday weekend. We'll be thinking of them. Well, I have a shift in focus now for the tropics as the calendar